going into this 2025 season, there were people who were very, very hard on Aliyah, wanted the team to trade her, said she was trash, said that she was fat, slow, out of shape, just all kinds of stuff.
You look different. You look a lot stronger. You've had a couple strong seasons, but is there some kind of secret sauce to your success right now? I mean, you just look a lot stronger and a lot.
I think just making sure that I was ready to come in. Obviously, playing with the sprinter over here, she likes to get up and down. I think going into this year, I knew that a lot better than coming into my last year. And so for me, I think I was just prepared. And
always said Aliyah is a great playmaker. If you watch her game, you know how good she is with the ball in her hands. She brings the ball up full court. She passes. She finds people on cuts really well. I mean, like, she's making impressive passes on people cutting, getting open. I mean, they're not just point blank wide open passes. So, it's another weapon for us, and she's been incredible in that regard.
Caitlin Clark, as we have said a plethora of times, makes other people better. That's the difference between a great basketball player even and a generational basketball player. The level to which one player can make other people elevate.
One pick, and former rookie of the year, she had 3 handles in his Indiana Fever, Aliyah Boston. What a league's most prolific show.
If you ask basketball fans to describe their favorite friendships in the WNBA, many will quickly point to Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston. But what makes their bond so special? Maybe it's the genuine warmth you see when they're together. Or maybe it's because in a world filled with rivalry and competition, they found real friendship. Caitlin Clark grew up in West Des Moines, Iowa. From the start, basketball was her thing. Even as a kid, Caitlin had something special about her. She'd shoot hoops in her driveway until sunset, dreaming about big moments in crowded arenas. When she stepped onto the court in high school, it was clear she wasn't ordinary. People quickly realized Caitlin wasn't just good, she was exceptional. She could score from anywhere. Fans started packing gyms just to see her play. Soon, college scouts lined up to watch this kid from Iowa, knowing she had something rare. Then there's Aliyah Boston, born thousands of miles away in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Aliyah's basketball journey started on sunny Caribbean courts, far from the cold Iowa winters Caitlin knew. But her dreams weren't so different. Aliyah wanted to be great, too. She stood out early because of her size and skills, sure. But it was Aliyah's calm personality and quiet confidence that set her apart. When she moved to the United States for high school, her talent became even clearer. Scouts whispered her name, and everyone knew she'd make waves in women's basketball someday. Their paths first crossed in high school and National Basketball Showcase. These events are usually intense. Players compete hard to impress coaches and scouts. But even then, Caitlin and Aliyah noticed each other. It wasn't because of rivalry or tension. Instead, it was admiration. Caitlin later said she was impressed by Aliyah's confidence and composure on the court. Aliyah noticed Caitlin's fearless playing style and how she handled pressure with ease. They didn't know each other yet, but they instantly respected each other's game. One early moment stands out clearly. After a long day at the showcase, players relaxed and chatted with friends. Caitlin sat with her teammates, joking around, being her usual lively self. Aliyah, quieter but just as fun-loving, watched from nearby. When their eyes met, Caitlin waved Aliyah over. It was a simple gesture, but it broke the ice. They started talking like they'd always been friends. Caitlin's jokes made Aliyah laugh. Aliyah's stories made Caitlin smile. That moment felt natural, easy, and real. From that day on, they stayed connected. Messages on Instagram, quick chats at tournaments, encouraging texts after tough games. These simple actions kept their friendship growing. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't loud. It was just two young women supporting each other as their basketball dreams became reality. Fans started noticing, too. Social media picked up little hints of their friendship. A friendly comment here, a support message there. Soon, people weren't just talking about their basketball skills. They were talking about Caitlin and Aliyah's genuine bond. Teammates, and coaches noticed their connection right away. One coach joked that it seemed impossible for two rivals to be such good friends. But Caitlin and Aliyah never saw each other as rivals. They saw each other as people who shared the same dream. They understood each other's journey. That understanding made their bond stronger. Their friendship wasn't just about basketball. It was about real respect and genuine admiration. Both knew that friendships like this don't come around often, and maybe that's exactly why fans adore seeing them together. On April 10th, 2023, Aliyah Boston heard her name called first overall by the Indiana Fever in the WNBA draft, turning her lifelong dream into reality. A year later, on April 15th, 2024, Caitlin Clark joined her as the Fever used the #1 pick to select her fresh from Iowa. Both friends from their college days suddenly found themselves gearing up to write a new chapter side by side in Indianapolis. Their phone screens lit up with excited messages, video calls, and shared memes as they prepared to don the same jersey. It felt like a dream come true. Training camp opened on April 28th, bringing them together for the first time as teammates. The Fever practiced at Gainbridge Fieldhouse each day from early morning into the afternoon. Caitlin worked on her footwork and court vision, taking the ball up the floor with confidence. Off the ball, she moved without fuss, waiting for a moment to strike. Aliyah patrolled the paint with quiet authority, taking charge under the basket and grabbing rebounds. Between drills, they laughed as coaches barked encouragement, eating together on the court sidelines. Trainings felt intense, but fun as they joked over missed shots and raced each other in layup lines. As the days passed, their chemistry grew without fanfare. Caitlin's no-look passes suddenly found Aliyah at the rim, and Aliyah's presence in the paint made defenders hesitate every time Caitlin waved or made eye contact. Practice ended with fist bumps and words of praise. They pushed each other extra hard, making the most out of each drill, improving skills, and building trust in small details. They attended film sessions side by side, analyzing clips and jotting down notes on defensive positioning. Soon they joked they could play a game blindfolded because they sensed each other's moves so well. Their official debut came on May 14th in Connecticut as the Fever opened their season against the Sun. Caitlin scored 20 points and hit 4 three-pointers, a club debut record, while also battling 10 turnovers in a sold-out Mohegan Sun arena. Mid-game cameras caught Aliyah offering a thumbs up from the bench and yelling words of encouragement each time Caitlin took the floor. On one play, Caitlin spotted Aliyah cutting and hit a perfect bounce pass for a layup that brought the crowd to its feet. Later, Aliyah drew defenders in the paint and kicked the ball out to a waiting Caitlin who drained a long two with a smile. Fans cheered at each connection, sensing something special unfolding. Even in defeat, their bond shone through. During timeouts, they leaned in close, sharing quick advice and quiet reassurance. In post-game interviews, coaches from both sides praised how their connection lifted the entire Fever performance. Fans flooded social media with clips of their embraces and playful banter under official Fever posts. A new hashtag caught on in Indianapolis, celebrating the duo as the heart of the team. Teammates shared stories of behind-the-scenes moments where Caitlin would tease Aliyah about missing a dunk, and Aliyah would respond by blocking Caitlin in practice. Those light moments became part of the Fever culture, turning two young stars midway through the Fever season. Caitlin hit a rough patch on offense. Her shots did not find the net. She sat on the bench, staring at her fingertips after missing a three. Aliyah sat beside her. Leaning in, she whispered a simple reminder to trust her instincts. She offered a gentle squeeze on the shoulder. She then leaned back, cheering every time Caitlin rose up to shoot. Those moments pulled Caitlin back into the flow of the game. Before long, she knocked down a key three. The bench exploded in cheers as she walked back to the huddle with renewed fire. On another night, Aliyah faced a star defender who used strength to challenge her in the post. Caitlin saw how hard it was. From a sideline, she waved Aliyah into position and called out a friendly tip. Following that, Aliyah posted up with fresh confidence. When her turnaround jumper fell through the net, she looked to Caitlin and pointed. Caitlin beamed back and clapped a high five. They shared a grin that only teammates understand. Later, when Caitlin set a screen, she shouted Aliyah's name. Those shouts and smiles gave Aliyah courage with each rebound and drive. Some plays became instant highlights. In a late-season game against a conference rival, Caitlin bounced a cross-court pass through traffic to Aliyah for an alley-oop that drew gasps. They jumped in celebration at the sideline. On defense, Aliyah blocked a shot and tapped the ball out to Caitlin at the top. Caitlin dribbled up and sank a quick jumper before the other team could reset. Cameras caught them embracing under the basket. When the clip went online, fans shaved it into side-by-side frames. They called it the perfect display of teamwork and rivals alike. Beyond the arena, they teamed up at youth clinics and charity events. The Fever hosted a clinic for local kids at a community center. Caitlin worked the shooting station. She taught young players how to follow through on their release. Aliyah helped children practice footwork and stance. They posed for photos side by side, signing jerseys and posters. That afternoon, the Fever visited a local hospital. They spent time reading books and handing out signed basketballs. Caitlin read a story while Aliyah sat with a child giggling. Later, elbows bumped, each feeling the joy of giving back. Those shared experiences off the court brought them even closer. Sports shows took notice. Analysts praised their on-court connection. A local reporter described them as the heart and soul of the Fever. Fans posted artwork online. One piece showed them as superheroes. Social media buzzed with memes of their fist bumps after clutch plays. Even rival fans admitted they loved the energy these two brought. The duo became a social media sensation in Indianapolis and beyond. Their story was trending. As the season wore on, the Fever climbed back to a winning record. Their pick and roll became a trademark. Every announcer knew their names. Commentators spoke of their trust in each other. When the team rallied from a big deficit, desks of writers pointed to Caitlin and Aliyah's chemistry. Even opponents took notice and adjusted their game plans to slow them down. But no adjustment broke their bond. They simply found new ways to beat the defense. Their partnership reshaped what it meant to be a duo in the WNBA. As the regular season wore on, Caitlin and Aliyah found new ways to elevate their game. The pair led the Fever to a string of late-season victories that brought energy. Each game became an opportunity to explore plays and test combinations. A simple cross-court feed became routine, and a cut to the basket became expected. By the end of July, both players felt more in sync than ever. Caitlin Clark finished her rookie season averaging 19.2 points per game, the highest on the team, alongside 8.4 assists and 5.7 rebounds. Aliyah Boston contributed 15.6 points and 7.6 rebounds per game, along with 3.7 assists and 1.1 blocks. Together, they accounted for nearly half of the Fever's offensive production. Their partnership was more than numbers. It represented balance. Caitlin's playmaking and Aliyah's presence in the paint created a dynamic that opponents struggled to contain. Off the court, the two stars formed habits that matched their chemistry on it. They discovered a shared love of board games and movie nights. After evening shoot-arounds, they would gather in the locker room lounge with teammates for laughter and friendly competition. They bonded over playlists and podcasts. Aliyah introduced Caitlin to her favorite cooking show, and Caitlin shared baking tips from home. These moments built trust and allowed each player to see the other as more than a teammate, but as a friend. Community events became another stage for their friendship to shine. The Fever organized a youth camp in Indianapolis in late June. Caitlin led a dribbling clinic while Aliyah taught rebounding drills. Together, they ended the day by running a 3-on-3 scrimmage with young players cheering them on. In July, they visited a local school to read to students and hand out signed sneakers. Laughter filled classrooms as both players engaged with every child. Their genuine warmth made each event special and memorable. Media outlets took notice. Sports Illustrated featured both on a summer cover, celebrating their impact on the league and the city. Headlines praised more than their scoring. Articles highlighted how they lifted teammates and the fan base. Local radio show segments to discussing their late-game connection. Graphics showed how many times Caitlin had fed Aliyah for easy baskets. Every mention added to the story of a duo whose friendship drove success and inspired others. Social media buzzed with powerful images. Fans created artwork of their signature fist bump. Their hashtag trended during key moments. On game nights, people wore matching jerseys and held signs reading "Best Friends." Even rival fans admitted they loved watching the Fever play when Caitlin and Aliyah shared the court. Their friendship became a bright spot in the season, reminding everyone that the best stories in sports often come from bonds. Ultimately, their legacy reached far beyond wins and losses. Young athletes began emulating their supportive style. High school programs studied their teamwork and sportsmanship as a model. At clinics across the country, coaches told stories of how Caitlin and Aliyah reminded players that kindness matters as much as skill. That bond became part of the WNBA narrative, showing the world that true friendship can power success. If you felt inspired by Caitlin and Aliyah's journey, please like this video right now. Share it with friends who love basketball. Leave a comment telling us your favorite moment between these two. And don't forget to subscribe for more heartwarming stories like this.